Meet the first PiggyBanx collector I ever met when entering this community. We go into detail about all sorts of things, and I'm pretty sure he just spoiled a new Knights piece that might be coming out soon. In addition, we explore our own personal Mount Rushmores. We go deep into collections, and we have plenty of advice for new collectors and for the first time ever, some OGs. My man Fariq, welcome to CAA. How you doing, my friend?
How you doing, Kurt? Finally.
Finally
here.
It's been a minute. You are the first person, I think you're the first person in the entire PiggyBanx community that I spoke to. Did you know that?
No, I actually didn't know that, but it's good to know. I hope it's all positive memories.
All positive memories. Some mostly positive memories, Fariq. Yeah. All right, we'll get there. Mostly positive.
We'll get there.
Right? But I remember when I fell in love with PiggyBanx around the King of the City 1 timeline. And I saw that Jordan piece and I was like, must have. But right before that, I was looking at Dream Team 2.0. However it came about, I found that piece in the world, in the portfolio of PiggyBanx. And I was like, I need it. And I'm pretty sure I started blasting out in search of Dream Team 2.0. No one knows who I am. I have no name, no face in the community. And I think you responded. You're like, I got one of those. And it's thanks to you, Fariq. It is thanks to you, my friend, that this piece, and it will never leave. It will never, mark it down. It's never going to leave. It is my favorite piece.
I hope so.
You might have seen I rank my pieces every night with my girls. And this is number one every time, every single time.
That's an amazing piece. It is an amazing piece. Just a quick, I got it. As you know, there was a canvas marketing, collab with Biggie, and it was, I don't remember the date when it was, but it was earlier on in 2024 or something like that. And I rushed to get it. I honestly never thought that it's going to leave my house. And it's not because I'm a huge Steph Curry fan or basketball fan. As a matter of fact, I am not a basketball fan at all. It's not the sport that I watch on a regular basis, but I happen to like Steph Curry. Don't know why, but there's something about him. I like, if that would be LeBron, for example, I would have never even gotten it. I can care less about LeBron, but I love, Stephen Curry, and I got it, and it was on my wall, which I'm going to show you later. I never thought that I'm going to get it, but it just, everything kind of happens for a reason. You messaged me at around the time when somebody else messaged me with a grail of mine, right? And they said, listen, this grail is available. Do you want it, right? And I said, yes, of course, I absolutely want it. And I had to think of something that to sell. And I'm a hoarder. Whatever comes into my collection, it rarely leaves. Like most of the guys know, right? Whatever I get, it's generally a PC. But I had to dig, deep to find something, and it just happened to be that was the only piece. But also, it's a connection, right? I would never, sell it to, somebody who I know is gonna flip it. I gave you a good price for it, right? So I wouldn't want to give it to somebody who flips it or somebody who doesn't care about it. And me and you were speaking about this piece for some time. It wasn't, done in hours.
It wasn't overnight,
days, if not weeks. No. Yes. and I could see that you are really this piece means a lot to you, right? So I'm just happy it went into the permanent hands, permanent home.
I appreciate you. My wife didn't think it was cheap, Fariq. We could talk about a good deal. My wife didn't like it. She was like, "You did what?"
But welcome to the PiggyBanx world.
Welcome to the PiggyBanx. So that
there's a common meme which I think Neo circulated a long time ago. I I love that phrase. It said, "My worst fear is if I die and my wife sells all my piggies for the price I told her I bought it for." This thing is just amazing.
That's great. I'm too honest, man. I'm way too transparent. So whenever she's like, "What did that cost you?" I'm like,
Yeah, I know. You and Sam spoke about that part. That was good.
So tell us about yourself, Fariq. Who are you? Where are you from? Get us kicked off.
Yeah, so I mean, my name is Fariq. Obviously, my IG name is addictnyrpc. I am based in New Jersey. How, a lot of people ask me, what is addict and YRPC? What is it? So, before I came into the PiggyBanx world, I was collecting sport cards. Not for a long time, actually. It all started maybe in 2023. I'm a huge Rangers fan, like New York Rangers fan, as you can see in the back of me, huge Rangers fan. And I was spending a lot of time on Whatnot and spending a lot of money on Whatnot, like on those breaks and getting the hockey cards. And, but, one thing which I like obviously turned me off about the trading cards is that every time the player farts like the wrong way, the price just drops like significantly.
For sure.
I'm like it's just so, I don't know, it's so not cool. It's just so weird how this whole thing works. And but then I got into the PiggyBanx, and I mean we can talk about it later. But how I got into PiggyBanx and what I did with my entire hockey sports collection.
I mean, the first piece when I got a PiggyBanx piece, it just trashed. It's funny because my daughters and I came down and we would judge pieces when I just had sports cards. And then when I got my first PiggyBanx piece, they were like, "That's the best piece." I'm like, "Yes." And then I got a second piece, and I got a third piece, and I got a fourth piece. And those became 1 through 4. And eventually, the remaining sports cards I have, they're not even on the shelf anymore, right? They're like they're either in the trash or they're out of the house, or they're just, my girls just don't care. And I'm the same way. I don't care anymore. Is that how it is for you, Fariq?
There's just so much story behind, like PiggyBanx cards. Like, like when you look at the trading card, I mean, in my opinion, right? I'm just, you see the player in his position, maybe with the order, maybe not, and that's pretty much it, right?
Sure.
With every PiggyBanx piece, it's like, there's like a story behind it, right? Everything from the name of the piece. I don't think many people even pay attention to the names of the piece, right? Yeah. There's I think there's so much thought that goes just in naming the piece, for right? Sure. There's so much creativity that goes in it. So yeah, I mean, yours are in the trash. I sold my entire collection, everything that I had. I sold it off on eBay, which funded a lot of my piggies. The only thing that I kept is I have like 60 or 70 autos of Henrik Lundqvist. He's like Rangers ex-goaltender. So that's the only ones that I have left for me, and that's it. Everything else, I sold it and I funded my PiggyBanx. That's how I started.
I'm with you on the name piece. The name piece is overlooked. Do you think PiggyBanx names a piece and then builds a design around it, or builds a design and then names it?
No, I think he builds a design and then names it. I'm actually looking at some of the pieces like right now. But I can just imagine them like sitting at the round table, the entire team, and just thinking like, okay, like what should be like the name of this piece, right? Because like, I mean, some of them are easy, like heavy is the head, sure. But the Icon Pro, for example, right, with the new Steve, like Steve Jobs, or what is it, Viscosity? Viscosity, I don't know how to pronounce it, right? Yeah. I mean, that's like, wow, how do you come up, with this like name? And it all makes sense when you're looking at the piece, everything connects, sure. Right? So
I'm going to say it's 50-50. I'm going to bet that they make, I want to know PiggyBanx. I'm going to bet that they name some pieces first. Like that last, the recent John Wick piece, the baby.
Yeah.
Baby John Wick. Like that had to be named first, right? There's no way you just draw baby Wick and they're like, what's the name? Like you came up with a name first, right?
Maybe that's, by the way, isn't it? I mean, it's it's a baby version of wig, but it's it's such an amazing piece, and especially for, for certain nights, it's such a meaningful,
Oh
piece
man,
that I can't imagine, like them sleeping with this piece. That will never leave like their house. It's
Liz, the lady of the realm's gonna lose her mind.
Liz is one. Liz is one of them. Eddie's the other one. Eddie's a huge fan of John Wick's, and he just had a baby. So I
Oh,
mean, look, for them, this is like a grail of the
oh
grails,
yeah, that's the
So
pinnacle. That's the
yeah,
pinnacle.
when their kids like grow up, they're gonna show it like to them. It's a whole story.
I mean, I'm not even a John Wick guy. The piece is like, is it okay to call John Wick cute? It's a cute piece.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of John Wick, you don't think cute, but I personally love John Wick movies.
Okay.
And my one of my grails that I want to get eventually is the John Wick puppies.
Oh yeah.
I had opportunity one, but I lost on it. But it's on my wish list, like, to get. Definitely, I love John Wick.
So tell me, you mentioned, you alluded to it. Tell me your first entry into PiggyBanx world.
So, all right. So, I mean, like, right before the PiggyBanx, while I was, the hockey card, I was also a big watch guy. I was a watch collector enthusiast. I loved watches, and I was following um,
Roman Sharp.
Roman Sharf for quite some time. Luxury Bazaar. They based in Philadelphia, and actually, friends of mine, in New Jersey, know him like personally, him and Adrian. So I was following them for a while, like, love their content. And one day I'm just sitting there and I see him opening a PiggyBanx, because he also likes, like, just like me, Roman loves to collect just weird stuff, like weird collectible stuff. You can always see it like in his office. And I see him opening this stuff. He's like, "Oh, this artist does this." I cannot remember which piece it was, but I'm sure it was F1, because Roman is F1 guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Holy shit!" I love it. I went to the Instagram right away. PiggyBank. Those were the days when it was easy to get in touch with the studio. I sent a message like right away, and I'm like, "What is this?" Blah blah blah. And Brad responds, and he says, "Okay, so we're doing the runs of about like 15, 20 pieces. That was in early 2024.
Sure.
If you want something, just you gotta catch it on a IG and do a DM, right?" I said, "Okay, perfect." And then a couple of days later, what happens? I get this drop, right? And it's this downtown soprano.
Nice.
So that's my first piece, right? And it happens to be the, Tony Soprano, obviously,
Yeah.
like Sopranos. And actually, I was a late bloomer. So I finished watching Sopranos maybe like a couple of months prior to this like release.
Okay.
Okay. So it was still fresh in my
Perfect,
mind
yeah.
there. So I was like, I must have it. So I messaged them. He said, yes, it's available. He sent it to me. Amazing. Can't wait to get it. I get the box, and I was just, and again, right? I'm coming from the trading cards, right? So when you get the trading cards from the whatnot, right? You get this
Yeah.
manila envelope, with a little card in it, whatever. I'm getting this box, right? And those are those old school shoe boxes, right? And
Yeah.
the presentation, the gloves, and everything. I'm like, wow, right? And it was, at the time, it was $400, right? And I'm like, I mean, to me personally, at the time, I thought that was supposed to be worth more than 400. So I was so thrilled with just the whole presentation and everything. And actually, not that I didn't even pay attention that not that long ago, one of the collectors noticed that he pointed out to me that it's actually artist proof, because it says like proof here, which I didn't even notice before. So it's a pretty like unique piece, and obviously very special to me as my first piece. Many people messaged me like asking like to get it. I said, no, this piece never leaves my collection.
Yeah.
So that's what started it all.
Love it,
with
man.
me.
I mean, I'm with you on the packaging. I always tell people at work, if it looks like shit, it is shit, right? If it looks good, then I'll at least read it. And I'm talking about reports here or something, right? But packaging is everything. Like you said, I love that you said whatnot, man. I can picture the little manila envelope like ripped already, like the mailman peeked inside of it. It's such a different world.
Yeah, packaging is. I mean, it's. You can, not sure if we're jumping ahead, but everything with this studio is about experience, right? Customer experience.
Yeah.
It's not just about one sale. I've been speaking with Shane about a few months ago. Shane, obviously everybody knows, Shane, a great mentor to me, by the way, but we can jump on it later. But we've been speaking, and I remember telling him a while ago that I truly think that Brad must be a huge follower or supporter of Apple products, right? Because
Sure.
like to me, when I think of, Steve Jobs, and I remember even, he had an interview about his presentation, right? And he was saying the same thing. Like for him, it was all about presentation. Like from the first time when you get that white box of iPhone, he wants to make sure that the excitement is there from the second you see it. And then from the time you open it and how you take out the product and everything in it, right? So all about the user experience. And that's, and I clearly see that in PiggyBanx products, like the same exact approach.
I'm with you, man. I think about,
Yeah.
I forget who Apple's lead designer was. The name escapes me.
John Ivy or
John
something.
Ivy. I
John
was
Ivy, I
thinking
think.
Phil Ivy. I'm like, that's
No,
definitely wrong.
I think John Ivy.
John
Yeah,
Ivy, right?
he was.
Remember the
Yeah.
videos he used to put out where you just talk about
Yeah.
like the curvature of the phone?
Mhm.
Like, man, those videos, to your point, it reminds me of PiggyBanx, the level of precision
Attention to detail.
put
Yeah.
into everything. And
Yeah.
and when you talk about it like that, and when you treat it like that, it amplifies it all, right? You're going to focus on the edges. You're going to focus on, man, I like stare at this, man. It's like problematic. My wife's like, what are you looking at? Right? Because it'll be like trying to hide it over my phone. Like, who are you talking to on your phone? It's like, it's a piggy piece, right? Like it's an
No,
obsession, man. It's crazy to me how good it is.
I love that part. Absolutely.
So you start off, you turned on to this from your love of watches. And then how long after that do you become a knight? It's got to be close, right?
Yeah, so that was December. Before the night, I mean, there's so many fun things happened before I became a knight, but but
Tell me something.
I mean, I guess before we get like to the whole night thing, comes May, I'm at the tennis practice with my son, and that's when that Jordan auction happened for the crown, right?
Oof.
Speaking, like talking about the special pieces to me, I'm looking at it, and I mean, keep in mind, right? That's a first auction, right? All the pieces before that were like about I think it still was like $400. And I'm sitting there waiting for my son, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, and it's just going up, right? And so I mean, don't forget that I'm still new to this, right? So to pay such an amount of money
Yeah.
for this, like for this piece, it's like, but I'm like, you know what? I love it. I'm gonna go for it. And I went for it all the way, and I think I got it for like about 25,000 it was, and that was the first auction. I just think, I mean, now I know how lucky I was back at the time,
Absolutely.
right? Because it was inaugural auction. Not many collectors at as there are like right now. Not as many whales as there are like right now. Like look at the like Ronaldo crown, right? It went for 55,000, right? So if this Jordan would be up for auction right now, I can only imagine what it would go for.
Yeah.
Right. So that was definitely an amazing piece for me. And I think, sure, well, since we already had it, I'm just going to show it to you again. Many people messaged me about this piece ever since. I tell everybody the same thing. This piece is definitely not going anywhere. It's staying with me just because of the sentimental value of what it represents as a first inaugural auction. And then I think a couple of months after that, there was, or maybe short after, I don't remember, there was a second auction. And this one, I think I'm more surprised about this auction than I am about the Michael Jordan. So there was an auction for this Kobe Nat Geo piece, right?
Come on, man.
Dude, I I mean, I was excited from my first piece, and I was like, I mean, I gotta go for it. Whatever it's gonna go, I gotta go for it. Yeah, and I got it for like 8,000, I think, or something. It was
Steal.
It's still mind-boggling to me how I was able to get that piece for $8,000. It doesn't make any sense to me. But those two pieces are just so meaningful to me in so many different ways. And I actually asked Brad at the time when I won those, like those two. I asked him, can I stay anonymous about this, right? Because I didn't want anybody to know that I just spent like $33,000 on the pieces, and then everybody's going to start overcharging me on a secondary market, So he's like, of course, that's up to you. I'm not going to tell you anything, right? So I said, that's cool. And I stayed with them as anonymous. But then there was a lot of noise in the community that started happening. There were a lot of people who started saying, how do we know that these auctions are real? Is PiggyBanx just doing it himself just to bid up the prices and this and that, And week passed by, 2 weeks passed by, and it just keeps happening and happening and happening. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna stay anonymous anymore. I'm just gonna make make the video out and just post it and tell people it is, it's not fake, it's real. I'm the owner, it's all real. And I posted just a very nice video with a very nice song, sort of like blah blah blah, and sort of like fuck you to everyone, and it was just it's a very meaningful and important time in my collection.
I love that, man.
World so far.
Own it. If you're gonna own it. Right?
Yeah, exactly. These are like my favorite. One of my 2 favorite pieces. But then months passed by, and here we are with the whole like nights program, and I just. It's kind of like as Sam said, right? You guarantee 2 pieces a month, right? Or whatever, 24, like two pieces a month. You guarantee 2 pieces a month. It's a special program just for 24 nights. It's like, why not, right? But I think what probably even sold me the most is when I saw the swords, right? I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. Right. So I saw the show twice, I think already. I just love it. And I was like, I gotta go for it. I gotta go for it just for the chance of owning the Game of Thrones piece, like the Long Crow piece. So I went for it. I mean, there was a whole freaking formula about this, right? I decided to put, that I'm gonna go with 15, but I was like, I'm not going to go with 15 because there might be some other fuckers like who will do the 15. So I'm going to go with 15 250 or 15 500 or something like that.
eBay auction style. You got to get weird.
Just in case. And obviously I put the Game of Thrones as my first choice. And luckily, I got in, and luckily I was able to get my, Game of Thrones night piece. I mean, this piece means just so much to me in so many different ways. Not really because of the night pieces that I acquired since, but because of the friendships that I built during that time with the knights. There are just, so many amazing people in the knights program, which are just amazing, just, very helpful, willing to go, mile to help you. Even if it costs them something, they're willing to help you. And that's just those like friendships. It was well worth the $15,000 like to get in. I mean, these friendships, I imagine like those friendships will be not just for a year or 2, but those friendships will be forever.
Absolutely.
And one of them, like for example, like Eddie, I actually met, in person, and then I went to Miami after that, and I met Eddie in Miami. We hung out there with our families, so it built a stronger like relationship. But that's really like, for me, this was like completely worth the investment.
I love it, man. But I have to tell you something, Fariq. And the world needs to know. Okay? The world needs to know this. I've been holding on to it for a minute. I love the Knights program. I really do. Like I think it's genius. I think it builds community. I think it builds advocacy. I think it does all the things you would want. But my introduction to the Knights program, you know what that was, Fariq? My introduction to the Knights program was actually you. So as you mentioned, we talked for, I don't know, it felt like years, but probably weeks, maybe a month about this Dream Team 2.0. I don't know. It was more than a minute or two. And I, thankfully, and again, thank you again, the piece is now here where it will never leave. And then Just a Kid pops out. Just a Kid pops out. And it must, I don't know, man. It felt like it was like a day or two after our deal closed. It was quick. I don't know if my timeline is accurate. It felt really quick. And I was like, I don't know anything about the Knights program up to that point. Somebody said, I was like, oh shit, I want this. I forget who I talked to someone else in the community at that point. Since you took so long to sell me that piece, I had met someone else, you know, and I was like, how do I get this? He's like, you need a nomination from a Knight. And I was like, oh shit, I know one, right? And in fact, I just closed a deal with him. So I send you a note. And
good chances.
I send you a note and I'm like, hey man, I would love a nomination for this. And
it didn't go well.
It didn't go well. What were you thinking in that moment? Because I'm innocent old me, like, oh, you just have to get a nomination. I didn't know the whole stigma around it. I didn't know the whole ceremonial process, right? I'm like, oh, you just have to ask. I'll ask. What do you think? Because now I know. What did you think when I popped that question to you and you took about 0.04 seconds to respond and be like, bro, like, no.
It was definitely hard to say no. And I mean, everybody who knows me more or less on a personal level knows that I'll try to help anyone as much as I can. I hate saying no. I mean, my wife might disagree occasionally, but I hate saying no. But in this nomination process with the Knights, it's always a sensitive topic, right? Every time there's a Knights drop, I'm like, oh God, I'm going to start getting these DMs right now, everybody. And there's only one person I can say yes to. But to be honest with you, when the Knights program started, right, the rule was that, every Knight nominates, people, and there was only 10 pieces to go around. And my personal goal was always to make sure that it lands in the hands of somebody who I know will cherish it forever, right? Mm-hmm. Not to say that you're not going to cherish it, but I didn't know you at the time like I know you right now, right? But, my vision, I'm not saying that my vision was shared by all the Knights, by most, but not by all, right? But my goal was always like, I need to make sure that it's because of the rarity of this piece, because of it's a Knight piece, what it means and represents, it has to be in the solid hands. So before the Knights program started, I actually reached out to many collectors who I've dealt with in the past, who've helped me in the past, who I knew were nice, good, solid collectors. And I asked them, hey, I'm getting into this Knights program. That's the deal. Let me know, what do you collect? What are your themes? From the most important one to the least important one, right? Yep. And if I'm going to be able to help you with a Knight piece, I will absolutely will, because I know it's going to stay with you forever, right? And so I actually put together the whole list of a bunch of collectors.
Smart.
And really for the most of the drops, that's what I was doing. I was just following that list, because I just didn't want it to wind up with a new collector, because I just didn't know if it's going to be wind up on eBay or be traded later on or something like that. So that was really my line of thinking. I mean, listen, if that would be just a kid, like right now, trust me, you would be the person.
What's hilarious about it is, now sports is my lane, my primary lane. Piggy has broken me. You've seen that on the episode. He's broke me, and I have more lanes. You know how many sports Knights pieces he's released since Just a Kid?
None.
0. Right? So I've asked for...
There's a rumor that it's coming up. There's a rumor. So you never know.
Oh man, a rumor. Man, let me tell you what.
Yeah.
I have asked zero since you, right? You broke me, right? PiggyBanx broke.
Yeah.
You broke me of my night nomination request. I made exactly 0 nights nomination requests. One, because nothing was in my lane. They're all amazing pieces. I love them.
Yeah.
But since I've learned about the night nomination process, I respect it so much that it's like, that's not my primary lane. It's not my secondary lane. Like, I'm not even going to ask. Rumors, though. If there are rumors, I might come out from behind the woodwork, Fariq.
I think you well deserve a good sport night's piece. You know, hopefully PBX God, gods, PiggyBanx gods,
Right?
will help us here.
I'm like 37 episodes deep. Give me a nomination.
I can't wait to see what it's going to be, though. I mean, it's going to be really exciting. But I know that at some point in time we have to get the night's sport piece. It's been a while,
right? You can't just have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
By the way, important to know, Fariq, it's come full circle. I did secure a Just the Kid on the secondary market.
Ah, you did. Okay, so you see, that's it's all worked out. Hopefully, it was a great
I had to explain it to the wife again, Fariq. All right, so it's caused some
If you had to
tension.
explain it to the wife, that means it might not have been such a great deal. So,
It's so funny.
but
It might not have been a great deal.
no, but I know that some pieces are moving. I mean, the original goal was that we were not supposed to move our pieces until the first. Until the year is gone. But then the rules were changed. And I know that some people moved theirs, but some of us still keeping ours. I'm still keeping mine until the year is over.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, not all of those pieces are my PC, so
Sure.
I'm definitely eventually going to move, some of them, of course, because it just makes
It's
sense.
life. It's life.
Yeah, but not during not until the year is over, for sure.
Understood. So what is your lane? I've described mine. The world is tired of hearing about my lanes. What's your lane? Do you have one, Fariq?
Wow. The amount of time Shane and I had this conversation, I could be rich if I would get like $1 for every time we had this conversation. But I do not have a lane.
I know you don't have a lane.
That's
I've
the
seen
thing.
your pieces.
I've seen my collection. I do not have a lane. But I'll tell you this much. I mostly try to apply for the drops, which are my lane.
Okay.
And everything else, I get secondary. And just because, and I also learned, because when I apply for the drop, which is not my lane, if 75-80% of the time, I'm not getting it.
Sure.
So I'm getting a signal from the studio, right? Like stop. This is not your thing, right? So stop applying for it, right? So I actually, I make these jokes all the time, like with Shane and others, I think when, Brad used to review all the submissions and he sees, something which is not my lane, he's going, Fariq, that's not him. No, stop. Fuck off. Don't do that. My lane, my lane, as far as, what my form on the PBX website says is concept art.
Okay.
Right. It's the art collector kind of a things, like none your business kind of things.
Yeah.
PBX pieces, PBX 02 or 1 concept art. That's my number one lane. That's what I always apply to. But as every other collector, I'm pretty sure told you in your interviews, it's so hard to pick a lane because there's just so many beautiful things out there. Just like so much amazing art that it's hard to keep your lane. But at the same time, we need to understand that we're not going to be able to get everything that we want, right? So our biggest chances, our biggest odds of hitting something is our lane. Everything else, it just has to be secondary.
I want PiggyBanx to change the website. I'm going to call for it here, Fariq. I want to know your thoughts. I want PiggyBanx to allow us to put them in priority order. Because when I did that, of course, sports is number 1, but can I tell you what my number 2 is? You didn't give me a chance. You gave me
I think it used to be
the toggle
with the
button.
previous form. There was an option. I think they were like 3 or 4 categories, but with the latest form, like from a couple of months ago, it was just one.
Just one. It's
That's
like,
it.
come on, man.
Yeah, and I actually do think that it's somehow built into the EQL,
Sure.
that your profile is built into EQL, so you have the most odds of hitting if it's your lane.
Yeah. Well, had I known that, maybe I wouldn't have picked sports because I didn't know he was going to drop one sports piece a year. Sports.
Okay, so it is sports.
Sports, but it's like how many sports pieces are coming out? 2? Two a year? I want a second option, Fariq.
It depends what you consider sports. I mean, we had F1 right now. That's sport. There was a lot of F1, but I think you are more of like basketball and baseball.
More of the primary sports: soccer, football, basketball, hockey. I even throw tennis in there. I'm actually not an F1 guy.
Yeah, we're not getting enough hockey. I mean, if Mr. Banks is listening to this, hockey and tennis. I mean, come on, we got to show some more love. I mean, we are getting some love with soccer, which is obviously saw Ronaldo crown, and we had a Messi piece before, so I'm not gonna say that. But hockey and tennis, definitely. I mean, we need.
Did you know that I was a tennis player? You said you played tennis, Fariq.
I did play tennis, actually. Back in my country, I used to play tennis a lot, yeah. I didn't know you were a tennis player, yeah.
I actually got a D1 scholarship for tennis.
Oh, wow.
True story.
That's nice. I have an amazing story about a tennis piece, which you probably don't know exists.
What tennis piece?
Oh, yeah. You see, you have no idea it even exists.
What tennis piece?
Me and you went over some of the questions, and I think one of the questions was, well, what was your most memorable chase? Or something along those lines. I had to think what was my most memorable chase, and my most memorable chase was actually these 2 pieces.
Oh man!
So I mean, many people don't even know that these pieces exist, right? It's Carlos Alcaraz and Rafael Nadal. And they came as a piece of 2. When I first got into PBX, and I was obviously scrolling through his IG, just trying to see like the past pieces, and I saw these 2 pieces, and I'm like, I must have it. I just must have it.
Yes.
And I was looking for them forever, and I finally found it. I finally found it with one collector. I'm not going to mention his name.
Sure.
But I did find it with one collector, and we tried to make a deal, and we made a deal, and then it went completely sour after that, and it got to the point where it was just a lot of fuck you kind of and then we had more collectors that got involved into this, trying to make it right, and it lasted for a couple of weeks. Long story short, after everything, we were able to to get to terms, and I was able to get those pieces, and I'm actually very good friends with this person. Like right now, we made our piece. He's a great collector, great person. But that piece is probably, I mean, one of my favorite pieces. I think I actually sent a message like to the studio, and I'm like, how many of them are there? I just want to know, what are my odds? Because I know that Big Fat John has one of them, but Big Fat John does not sell or trade anything. So I know that I'm never getting his.
Sure.
So, and studios like, I think there might be maybe 2 or 3 pieces of this out there, sets. So I'm like, oh crap, okay. And then somehow it just fell on my laps, and I got it. I completely love those 2 pieces. But we need more. We definitely imagine Rushmore tennis.
I know.
Oh God, I mean that would be. Or hockey. I mean, that would be insane.
Who's your tennis idol?
Idol, from as far as, I would say Djokovic and Federer.
You can't
recent
history.
Can't
go wrong there. Fine.
Yeah, but everybody's asking me, who do you think should be on a Rushmore for tennis and hockey? I don't know. It's a tough choice. There's so many names, but it's a tough choice. But I'll let the studio figure this out.
I want to know.
I just want to get the draft.
Who's your Rushmore of tennis? While you do that, I'm going to grab something and I'm going to show you, Fariq. All right, just so you know that I'm not pulling your chain, man. Now, if you want to see the hair of the year. Come on, man.
Oh, my God.
Like, the hair.
I can't see the left side. I can't see the hair.
You can't see the hair?
No, it's cut off. Okay, now I can see it. All right. Oh God, somebody had. Well, I mean, like I shouldn't be talking. I lost a lot of it, but
Yeah, man.
happens with age.
Yeah. All right. So who's your Rushmore?
It's got to be 4, right?
Got to be 4.
I mean, I would definitely probably put. I mean, you gotta have Federer there. You gotta have. I mean, Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer means so much to the tennis world, like
sure.
that trio. So you gotta have them 3. You gotta have those 3 for sure there, right? So the question is, who is the 4th one? Is it Agassi?
I mean,
I don't know.
Agassi was my favorite growing up.
Yeah,
that was my personal idol. That was in my time frame.
Yeah, is it? I don't know. Is it Andy Roddick? Is it like McEnroe to add some spice to it? I mean,
it depends. If they're trying to like lean forward, then you could put Alcaraz on there because he's an absolute monster.
That's
right
a future.
Now.
That's a future. Absolutely, yeah.
But I mean, I'm partial to Agassi personally, just because.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I really don't care who they're going to put there. As long as they make one, I would absolutely be on this.
You could make the argument for though. If you go U.S. tennis player, do you go Sampras or Agassi?
Oh, I mean, how can we forget about Sampras? I'm sorry, I completely forget about Sampras. I think between Agassi and Sampras, I would probably even add Sampras, to be honest with you.
I know. I was just an Agassi fan. Like I feel like the studio would go Sampras, but I don't want it.
Yeah, I completely forgot about Sampras, actually. Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely up there. Should be as that old school candidate.
All right, so now you're deep into your collection, man. How do you decide what you add at this point? Other than tennis and hockey. Which, by the way, are you putting Crosby in the Rushmore of hockey? I know you're a Ranger fan. I need to tell you, I'm a Pittsburgh fan, okay?
I'm not, because I'll be very honest. I know he's a great player. Like, I know he's a great player, but I will always know him. I will always know him as a crybaby, right? So he doesn't belong in the freaking.
Spoken like a true Ranger fan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously he belongs in the Hall of Fame. He's an amazing player, right, Crosby? He's just such a crybaby.
You're gonna come up with 4 people ahead of Crosby for the Rushmore?
Oh, yes, I can. We were actually just playing this game in our nice chat.
There better not be a Ranger on that list.
No, it's not. There's no Ranger. Well, Gretzky is obviously there. He was a Ranger.
Okay, that's fair.
So
okay, right, Gretzky. Who else you got? We got to pull the chain here.
I mean, I'm trying to remember who do we say? Bobby Orr was obviously on there. As far as if we want to add a new player, it has to be Ovi, GC, Ovi. I don't even know why you're Penguins fan. You're a DC. You should be a Ovechkin.
Pittsburgh every sport, man. I just live here. The wife's a Capitals fan. We fight about it all the time.
I'm lost right now. I threw out a bunch of names and I can't even remember them right now. If you tell me some of them, I'll tell you if they belong.
You putting a goalie in there? Or you just doing scores? No,
I mean, it doesn't matter. Player is a player.
Who's the best goalie?
Who's the best goalie? Mm-hmm. I mean, besides Lundqvist, sorry. Listen, if you're gonna go, I was gonna say like Tretiak, but that's a
Patrick Raw was a stud. Famer.
Huh?
Patrick Raw.
Patrick Waugh,
but I don't think he deserves Rushmore.
Nah, yeah,
I just like his interviews. I think
they're a better one. I don't know why I can't think of any. Hasek.
Martin Brodeur. I was a Brodeur fan.
Brodeur, obviously, but if Brodeur is there, then so should be Lundqvist as well.
Everybody would be in there,
yeah. And plus, like Devils players and Rangers.
I think hockey. I feel like hockey Rushmore would be hard. I don't know if the studio can do it. That's my challenge.
It would be, but you know what? As I said before, I don't care what they decide. It's your headache. Just get us the Rushmore. I know there's so many hockey collectors out there. Mm-hmm. Not as many as Pokemon, of course, but we'll definitely have enough to fulfill the run of 40, 50 pieces or whatever it is.
Well, they've got so many options. They've got the heavyisthehead. They've got King of the City. They've got Rushmore. You could put hockey.
Well, Gretzky has to come as a king. I mean, as a heavyisthehead, Gretzky has to be. I mean, it has to be around the corner. It just has to be.
But he already did LA. You have 2 LA pieces?
It doesn't have to be LA. It just has to be the athlete. I think. I don't think they go by the team. I think they go by the athlete.
But the king of city. What city are you putting?
Oh,
Gretzky
you're talking about King of the City.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Heavy is the Head.
Heavy is the Head, Gretzky. Yeah, for sure. Heavy is the Head, Gretzky needs one.
Yeah, King of the City. I mean, we were actually talking not that long ago, but it doesn't have to be athletes at all. You can just get more creative and be like something else. Like, was there to say that, for example, you cannot do a piece of Tony Soprano as a King of the City, New York City? You know, like you never know.
A musician?
Right? A musician, exactly. It doesn't have to be an athlete.
Put
like Freddie Mercury, like Wimbledon Stadium, UK. I mean,
interesting.
That would be amazing. Speaking of like Freddie Mercury, I would love to see like a Freddie Mercury piece. I would be all over it.
It's actually going to be difficult to continue doing. I mean, the sports are limited because you rule out tennis in King of the City. You can't have a tennis King of the City.
You can't. I mean, but you can just. I mean, it can be controversial, but you can select one. You know,
for King of the City. But where do you put them from? What city?
Like whatever the city. I mean, they might as well do. I mean, I don't know where Agassi is from or Pete Sampras, for example. You know, but they can figure this. I mean, one thing we do know is that there's so much creativity with this studio.
That's true.
The way they think, the way they do things, it just they surprise us every single day.
They're probably laughing at us right now watching this. Like they're probably staring at the pieces they've already generated like a year ago that has all this solved.
I know.
Yeah.
I hope they're gonna watch this.
They'll watch it. Come on. So this point, you chase pieces for their meaning, the art, the theme. Since you can't say it on the form,
I just I chase whatever catches my eye. To be honest with you, it's really I mean, it just happens to be that you're not gonna find like Pokemon in my PC, right? Because that's not my thing at all. I just don't get it. It's not my thing. F1 is also not my thing completely. However, when I saw the Hold Your Horses, I just love the art of it. I just completely love the art of it. And I got it secondary. Which I actually traded for, something else. But I loved it and I got it. It's so hard to just as we discussed, like to stay in your lane. So it's whatever catches my eye, and it can be really so many different genres of PBX, and there's so much more to come. I mean, we're in such early stages.
I know.
Can you only imagine what the future holds?
I kick myself for not being earlier, but I love where I am. Right?
The funny thing is that everybody says that, like when we talk about the money bands, everybody keeps saying that, oh, I wish. But, my response is always, guys, you can be sitting here in 2, 3, 4, 5 years saying the same thing. Oh, I wish in 2025 I would do this or I would do that, So just concentrate on getting whatever you can, as much as you can right now, because the future looks amazing in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they've turned the corner on some things because honestly, some of the money bands aren't for me, not just financially, right?
I just have one money band, which is like Elon Musk. I got it. I love it. Yeah. It's my idol, so I got it and I love it.
That's a good one.
That was my only one.
Fariq, can you take us to the wall behind you? But while doing it, can you not show us the Ranger stuff as a Pittsburgh fan? Like, I don't want to see any Ranger anything.
Of course. So, I actually, for this interview, I actually had to, go to my safe and take out some of the pieces because not everything is always out. But I want to show you my latest 2 editions. Like before I go,
okay. Yeah.
Let me turn the screen if I can figure out how to turn the screen here.
I don't even know if it's going to let you.
Oh yeah, I don't think it does. Okay. Anyways, these are the 2. Can you see them?
Yes, I can. Well, I can see the one on the left and the right. Okay, so you got the Icon Pro and you got
Icon. Yeah.
The Piggy Crown.
I mean, Steve Jobs, my idol. I love Apple product. I love everything about it. And the crown in diamond. This crown is actually just also a very special piece to me because it was minted on January 16th, which is my birthday. So very, very meaningful piece to me. So my humble collection. So everything that you see on this wall. Can you see it by the way?
Yeah, man. I just love the fact that you've actually mounted them. Like,
yeah. So everything that you see right here, and by the way, if Mr. Banks is gonna watch this has been empty sometime already. I mean, I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and filling out forms.
I mean, that's the perfect size for 1,000 for sure.
Yeah, but these, like this wall right here with like all these pieces and these pieces, it goes back to what I was always saying about the relationship in the community, how important it is to build a relationship, because all of these are older grails, which most of them I got just by having great relationship with a lot of collectors, right?
Yeah.
People knew that I'm looking for it and they were reaching out to me. They could have put it on eBay. They could have put it out in the chat groups and saying, hey, I have this Gretzky piece available. Do you want it? And create a bidding war, stuff like that. But they didn't, right? They reached out to me saying, I know you wanted this. You know, I have it available. Let's make a deal, right? All of this goes back to having the relationship in the community. That's in my personal opinion, it's very important. I know you've been speaking about this piece with Sam.
Now,
Love this piece.
Okay. Whoa, Fariq. Whoa, hang on, man. For this to be the first piece that you show is rude. Here's why. Because I wasn't even going to bring this up, Fariq. I wasn't even going to bring it up. But when we talked, I don't know if you remember, when we first talked, you said, what's your list of grails? Do you remember asking me that?
Yes.
Do you remember that list? It was stained glass Kobe, Dream Team 2.0, right? I'm not even sure if there was anything else on the list. And then,
in my defense,
what's that?
In my defense, I only got this piece way after our conversation. I got it at
I know you
did.
I know you did. And I saw you get it, and I'm like, how could he? I'm just kidding with you, of course.
Yeah, no, but there are so many pieces back here that, you know, that are so meaningful. The Bruce Lee one, I mean, like this Messi one is a very rare piece. I got it recently. It's an amazing piece.
So good.
Obviously, you know, like McGregor, soup money. I don't know if you saw my post. I traveled to Paris with my soup money recently, and I took a picture with it next to Mona Lisa
Love it.
at the Louvre. You know, this is my money band, as you know. I just told you my only money band. This piece, by the way, again, this piece is a clear representation of relationship, right? Because I've been after this piece for such a long time, and this one collector had it since day one, and I just told him, bro, whenever you're ready to let it go, just give me a chance. And I think it's been a year since, and he finally like reached out to me and saying, it's available now, and we made the deal. So, and this is just my, these are some of my other
the leftovers.
But I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of them have so much deep meaning to me. I still love to see this director set to be continued.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
It's such an underrated set in my opinion, and I've seen I've seen the Director 03 when I did a visit at the studio. I would love for it to be eventually released, but these are my this is my collection. But
so give me your Rushmore of pieces in your collection. Give me your top 4. Can you do that?
I actually don't have that many Rushmores.
No, I mean if you could choose a top 4 in your collection, what would your top 4 be? How's that for a curveball?
Actually, I don't think I have to go there for this.
Let me sit back down and grab my Jordan crown.
No, well, it is. I mean, it happens to be one of them, of course. I showed you my night piece for what it represents to me. This piece, as simple as it might be to some, but it's extremely meaningful to me, art collector. It's the first time, me going to the studio, me going for that first dinner in LA, meeting everybody, meeting meeting those people who I've been speaking with on IG for such a long time, and actually like face to face now.
Yeah.
And actually getting a chance to visit the studio. That was such an experience. I was with my wife there.
Okay.
Me and my wife, we went to the studio like together. While I was talking to Cody, my wife was actually I paid attention. I'm looking at, she's actually grilling Brad, and she's just talking to him, and she's like asking all kinds of questions about this and that and that. I'm like, I was shocked and surprised because she's so far away from art,
Yeah.
you know. But when she came out of there, even my wife said, she's like, wow, you know, I'm so impressed from everything that I've heard by conversation with Brad, and you know, in conversation like with Cody about stuff. So that piece is actually very, you know, very meaningful to me. This piece is also very meaningful to me. Well, first of all, I love Disney pieces, so I collect a lot of Disney pieces. But this piece just represents a lot to me. But it's also, the funny thing is, don't forget, those were the days of the refresh, right?
Yeah.
So many of us, myself included, we were like degenerates with this like refresh. And I still remember that day for some reason, because I was just refreshing. And then this piece came up. And when I saw the image of it, I still remember the adrenaline rush. My heart was beating so hard. It's insane. I remember like trying to check out, you know, and when this thing happened, when I actually was able to like check out, it was such an excitement level. Like I just won a $5 million lottery.
Yeah.
So this means, you know, like this piece means absolutely a lot to me. And obviously, you know, the crown, I mentioned, you know, like the crown, it's minted on my birthday, January 16th, and it's a diamond, and it's a PBX crown. So it just, but you know, to be honest with you, I mean, we can spend hours here, you know, speaking about every piece and the history behind it, and what it means to me.
Have you grabbed anything recently? Did you get a collector at heart or the recent Ronaldo
I did
crown?
not get collector at heart. I got the collector at heart one.
Okay.
You know, watches and me.
Yep.
I did not go for collector at heart two because, to be honest with you, I got the KOTC one, right, MJ, and then I applied for KOTC two and I didn't get it. So I'm like, okay, that's probably a sign from the studio, right? You're not a sports collector, so I mean, don't go crazy, right? Okay, whatever, not my thing. So I was absolutely sure that if I'm going to apply for, you know, collector at heart 2, I'm not going to get it. And plus there was a crown drop coming up, and I'm a collector of crowns. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to concentrate on the crown, and I'm not going to go for collector at heart 2. But I am searching for one right now. And again, just because of the amazing relationship and friends I have in this community, I'm hopeful to close on this soon. But collector at heart is just, I love where they're going with this set. This is amazing.
Amazing. Did you
It
hit
is so
Ronaldo?
beautiful. I did hit Ronaldo. Yes. Thank you. I did hit Ronaldo. I have 7 crowns. This is going to be my 8th crown. I'm just missing 2 crowns to complete a set.
I pulled a U. I submitted for collector at heart 02. I was fortunate enough to hit. And then I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to submit for the crown as well.
Did you?
No, I didn't hit.
Yeah. There were a lot of broken hearts.
But I'm like, I'm going to take my shot. And I wrote a little message to the studio saying, you know, checking in. I acknowledge that I'm probably not going to hit this. And I was like, but I'd still love it if I did. If you find one lying around, know that it would go to a good home. If not, all love, right?
There were, yeah. I mean, it's always very sensitive with the crowns because there will always be very upset, you know, a lot of upset people, unfortunately, with the crowns. But I love seeing crowns go to people who are committed to getting the crown set and have a lot of crowns, and they spend a lot of money on the secondary collecting those crowns, right? That's one. And number 2, when it goes to people who are absolutely hardcore fans of that particular athlete, right? And we have so many hardcore fans of Ronaldo who I know that won this drop, so I'm extremely happy.
Are you going to go for a Crosby crown when it comes out?
I have to.
PiggyBanx. I'm not going to ask much of you. You got to do a Crosby crown.
But you know what? It's so many years down the line, to be honest with you, because you know, there's so many already, you know, like so many other athletes that we need to have there before we see, somebody like Ovechkin or Crosby.
I want to see the Crosby above your Ranger display. The Crosby crown above the Ranger display.
Listen, he's a good player. I gotta give it to him. Just gotta stop, crying so much.
PiggyBanx, come on, man. I can't even make requests with a serious face. All right. What is a couple more? We're going to get you on your way, Fariq. You're the man, by the way. What's the best part about it all? Is it the night experience or is it something else?
It's I always, I think it's was it my wife or my friend? Somebody asked me not that long ago. And I said, a man needs to have a hobby.
Sure.
Right. We're all busy in our usual days, right? Wife, kids. I have 2 kids. One is in college. One is 14 years old. Wife. We have full-time jobs, so we need some kind of a hobby to be able to just remove ourselves from from the outside world and just have some fun.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the hobby that I chose, and I couldn't be more. I couldn't be happier because of the collection that I have, but I can't stress enough because of the friendships that I built. I mean, it's to me, this is like most important thing, the friendships.
I'm with you. Now, I asked this question to every guest, and nobody's answered it, Fariq. No one. Nobody will take the step out onto the
I probably will. I tend to be controversial.
I know it. I love it. That's why I'm excited to ask you. What advice do you have for OGs? And let me pull the string a bit, because here we are in the world of EQL. Here we are in the world of growth, right? And new collectors. And just since I've been in, man, I see the growth over the past, whatever it's been, 5-6 months since I've joined.
Yeah.
You've got to your point. I mean, you just pick on the crowns. You've got the people that's like, well, I own crowns, so I want crowns. So what about new people coming in that want to get crowns, right? Like, are they never allowed to get a crown because the OGs have all the crowns? Like, there's this dynamic going on in the world of PiggyBanx. What advice do you have for the OGs? And again, no one has answered this question, Fariq. Everyone says they're not qualified. I think you're qualified.
To be honest with you, I think my advice for the OGs would be lead by example. That's one. And lose the sense of entitlement. Because I don't think you're entitled to anything. I don't even know. I don't know if you can consider me an OG or not. I don't even know what OG is. Is OG somebody who was there since 2022?
I don't know. Yeah.
2023, 2024? I don't know, right? But I don't think anybody is entitled to anything, no matter for how many years were you collecting PiggyBanx, right? You OGs have to, in my opinion, understand that we grow. It's not the same days where, when you were able to, text Brad and speak to, hey, what's up? How you doing? What do you have? Oh, I have Jump Mando. Do you want it? Yeah, I have like 5 Jump Mandos, like right here, like, do you want one? Those days are gone, right? I mean, as we grow, which everybody wants to see, right? The community grows significantly. As the higher we go, the more new collectors we're going to have, the harder it is going to be to get the pieces. And I think OGs need to kind of understand that it's not going to be as easy to get the pieces, right? And there will be people who are flipping, as always. It's just part of, you cannot get rid of flippers. They're here to stay. I can't think of anything that can be done to remove the flippers from our world, right? Yeah. So, let's not waste our energy on the flippers and just concentrate on mentoring new collectors and just sort of like, be a sound voice in the community, provide help, provide advice to people. If a new collector, if you see a new collector is messaging in a group saying, I'm trying to obtain, piece, like such and such piece, what should be the value as an OG, you should know that, you've been around, for such a long time, giving advice, things like that. But the main thing that I wanted, that I don't want to see is I just don't want to see any kind of a sense of entitlement where, somebody thinks that just because I've been collecting for, 2, 3, or 4 years, I should be guaranteed a crown. In my opinion,
I agree.
In my opinion, I don't think that's, that's the case.
I agree. Entitlement's a thing, and it shouldn't be a thing.
It shouldn't.
What about for new collectors? New collectors are guilty too, right? New collectors also feel entitled.
Oh yeah,
right.
If you follow me on IG, here and there, when I had few shots, I post my stories trying to get through to the new collectors. But I would love to see trades back. All those pieces I showed you on my wall, which are on my wall, majority of those pieces came through the trades. And I miss those days because like right now, every time I'm putting out there, that I'm looking for, for A or B or C, I get back a response, 1,000, 150, 100, 2,000, 4,000. It's like right away a cash value. It's like nobody's looking for trades anymore. So I would love to see, people trade more. With the new collectors, I would also love to, my advice would be, join the Discord. Obviously, there's an official Discord, there's an unofficial Discord. Join both of them. Primarily official, of course. There's so much wealth of information there. There's so many amazing people there who are willing to spend time and educate people and provide an advice. I'm guilty because sometimes I don't have time to be as involved as, for example, Ken, Storm, or Sam, but like those two guys, they are so involved in the community, like out, in the Discord, and they're always willing to help. So I would just say, join it and just listen to advice. Don't come to judgments fast. Don't make sudden, decisions. Don't be nasty to anybody, and just build relationships with other people. The more relationships you have no idea how it's going to help you. You have no idea how many stories I've heard where people would get a drop of $750. They got a drop and they didn't feel so great about this piece. It's not their must have. And they would sell it back at $750 to another collector, somebody who really wants that piece. Why would they do that, right? Because of the relationship that they have with those people. So to be nice, to be a party of common sense is a huge thing. And just again, build those relationships. It's a key in this community.
Why do you think trading's gone down? Do you think, I'm gonna give you multiple choice, Fariq. Oh, you don't even look like you need it. I'm gonna lay off.
No, go ahead. I don't have an answer for that.
Here's some ideas I've heard, and just these are ideas I've heard. The studio has placed pieces where it won't move. Certain variations go to people that are known to like those variations, so there's no overt need to chase it as much. New collectors don't understand value, so trades are harder and cash is easier to negotiate. So when you're trying to argue what's the value of this piece versus this piece, if you're dealing between OGs and new collectors, that's sometimes a massive impasse. And I know on the Discord, they've set up this whole pricing guru, right? But again, a new collector is taking the word of an OG collector, and there's a leap of faith there. You hit the I believe button. Those are some options. You can go D other. What do you think is the reason why there's fewer trades today?
It's such a hard answer but you said something about the values, right? And I kind of like wanted to quickly touch base on this whole value thing, because I see that a lot of people are asking questions as, what do you value your piece at, right? And it's my opinion only, but I made a lot of trades like this, which helped me. I'm not going too crazy on the values. We're not talking about, like trading Ronaldo crown for Don't Care Bear, right? We're not talking about those, right? But if, don't be concerned about values so much. If you want piece A and you have piece B and both parties want each other pieces, don't be going into the yours cost $1,500, mine last sale was $1,800, so let me get $300 difference in cash. This is just stupid in my opinion, right? If one person has what you want, the other person has, if you both have each other's piece that you want, just get the trade gone. Don't worry about if your piece sold a few $100s more than the other piece. It's not important. The most important part is to get a piece that you want in your PC. That's all. That's all that you wanted to achieve here. So I've done so many trades already where I gave away pieces which were way more in value than the piece that I obtained back. But so what?
So what?
I'm still sitting at this table with the piece that I wanted always. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm good.
You know what I love about the Knights program and your take, Fariq, is that I've always said, and I said it back in the sports card day, I started a Facebook group back in the day when I did sports cards. And I kept it small because I wanted the avid collectors only. And I sort of built a group around saying I wanted to get great cards to great people. That's all it was about, right? F values, F all these things.
Yeah.
And that's where I am still mentally. And now I'm just in this space. I just want great pieces to go to great people. And to your point, I personally share your sentiment where it's like, if we're in the ballpark, like you said, now I think Don't Care Bear blows away a crown. Okay.
Mm.
So I would never give up my Don't Care Bear for a crown. Kidding.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever it is, right? It's obviously, if you're in the ballpark, get it done. Get great pieces to great people already.
Exactly. Again, we can talk about it forever, but the amount of pieces that I have there, which were traded for, and sometimes there were some grails that I traded for 3 or 4 pieces, right?
Yep.
But what's the difference to me? I still wound up with the grail that I always wanted, and so as I said, I'm happy. So I would, I don't know if I can perfectly answer, why we're not having so many trades. Is it because everybody's just looking for cash because nobody's trading? So the only way to get this certain piece is to collect cash in order to get it, which is, kind of fine. But, there's also different type of flippers, right?
Sure.
They're, flippers who are just there purely to make money, as much money as they possibly can, and that's it. And then there are people who sell pieces, but they are not greedy. They're not asking an insane amount of money. Hey, I'm gonna get my few hundred on top of it, $500, $600 on top of it, whatever. I'm okay with that. You don't want it, fine. Some people have difficulties. As long as God forbid, we have stories of there's somebody dies in the family every other week. I have to, same person. Somebody's dying every week and they have to sell a piece. I mean, come on, that's already bullshit, right? But shit happens. Things happen all the time. We understand. Sometimes you have to sell. Whatever the case might be, just be nice about it. Be nice about the process. And we have so many unfortunate, collectors who are just masking themselves as nice collectors, but deep inside, everybody knows that,
they want the handouts. They want the handout. If you ever do need a trade partner for your stained glass piece,
I know who it's gonna be. I hope you're gonna start building up your collection.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. PiggyBanx, did you hear Fariq? He needs some trade bait. Give me something in Fariq's leg.
Give him something good so I can trade with him.
Something.
But I do love that piece.
Give me some. What was your box again? Concept art. Give me some concept art, PiggyBanx.
Yeah, some crazy, some nice concept art.
Last question. I'll get you on your way. Where do you see yourself in a year in this world, my friend?
I'm running out of space. So Flamingo Banks, which by the way, if you guys haven't heard, he does some amazing.
I saw the pop and
cases.
Pop.
Yeah, this guy is extremely gifted. So he's building, a case for me. But I envision myself continuing collecting. God willing. Hope everything is okay. I want to build more. I want to collect more 400%. I have 9 so far. I absolutely love them. The way the art looks on them is just absolutely insane. And I definitely want to see myself having 1,000%. One cannot have a lot of them. I mean, it's an expensive piece, you know, but I want to have one for sure. I mean, that wall is just crying for it.
What's
That
your dream
space.
1,000 piece?
There were few of them that I sent a list to PiggyBanx studio. There are, you know, I realized with the 1000, it's not the piece that you love the most, but it has to be the piece that in my opinion, like will look right in the
Absolutely.
1000. Some of them, and I've seen like Check Collect has neon dreams in the 1000. Oh my god, it looks so sexy on the wall. Forget it. The
Yeah.
colors and everything, it's just such a beautiful piece
Yeah.
in the 1000. So I sent him like 5 of them. I don't even remember right now which ones it was, but even Icon Pro, if you look at Steve Jobs, I'm looking at the 400 version. I can only imagine how 1000 is going to look in this. It's just such a stunning piece. I mean, you can't go wrong. But to close out, I also, if I can, I just want to give a shout out to a bunch of people who helped me
Please.
throughout my career. And they helped me. I mean, Shane, obviously, Shane was a mentor since, for almost my entire time in the collection. And an amazing human, amazing friend, and just was helping me out throughout my time. Eddie, obviously, but Jason, One Lucky Piggy, amazing chef. When I met him, such an amazing guy. My wife absolutely loved like the food. We cannot wait until we're gonna come back again. But Ken, Ryan, Sam, Neo, Vinny, Whole Nine, Jay, like the set collector, Samir, Zach, Z Blank, Charoop, Adam, Steve, Blake, like all these people are, whoever's listening, right? All these people, build a relationship with those people. Those are amazing people, which are wealth of information and also just genuinely there to help you. Like they can truly help you either find your grail or find the information you want. If they don't have the piece that you want, they will, they will find a way to get it like to you, right? But you gotta build those relationships. These are just some of the people. I'm sure I missed some, and I'm sorry, right? That there are like so many of them, but those are just some of those people who just helped me throughout my journey, and I cannot be more than grateful to all of them, and obviously to Brad and Cody, of course.
Of course. Fariq, I'll tell you, as I said at the top, and I give you a hard time just because I like talking about the whole night nomination thing in our history. But as I said at the top, you were my entry point. You were the gate guard, if you will, into the PiggyBanx world. That you were it for me, right? You were the guy that I connected with first and had that conversation. And you made that a positive experience. We joke about it because it's fun, right? But genuinely, I want you to know you could have been the one to steer me away from it, right? It's that moment. It's that moment where that first connection gives you the first impression of the community, right? And that I hope every collector realizes an OG. If I was giving OG advice, which again I'm not in a position to do, but it's realize that interaction makes or breaks that person's entry into the community. And I'm a nobody, right? But you treated me with respect. You welcomed me to the community, and we had a great long drawn out negotiation, right? But in all genuine, I'm thankful for you, Fariq. I appreciate you. I appreciate you educating me in the way that you did, and understanding the night process, and welcoming me to the community and making that experience what it was. So shout out to you. If I were making a list, you'd be at the top of it because you were the first one that got me here. So all love to
I
you,
appreciate it, Kurt. And I want just to say thank you to what you do with this whole podcast, and bringing the awareness to the community, not just to PiggyBanx community, but to the art world, this new genre of art world collectible, the awareness that you bring to that, and I love what you're doing, and I cannot wait to hear more from your Brad's interview with Brad.
Yes, I'm excited for part 2. Appreciate you, my friend.
Wait.
All love, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Kurt. I appreciate it.
Until next time, stay sharp. Chase Smart.